In this week's parsha, we read the dramatic meeting of Yosef and his brothers, where 22 years earlier, his brothers kidnapped him and sold him into slavery in Egypt. He was then thrown into the Egyptian prison, where he then rose to become the prime minister of Egypt. Finally, 22 years later, Yosef reveals his identity to his brothers, and he says, "I am Yosef. Is my father still alive?" And then Yosef says to his brothers, "Don't be sad and don't be angry at yourselves for selling me to Egypt, because it wasn't you. It was God who sent me into Egypt so that I can provide and sustain the whole family in this time of hunger." Now, why would Yosef change the facts of the story? It wasn't that 22 years ago God appeared to Yosef and said, "I'm sending you to Egypt." That didn't happen. What happened was his brothers, they kidnapped him and he was forced to go into Egypt. Why would Yosef change that detail of the story? But Yosef is teaching us a valuable lesson in life. The verse says that the life of man is a storybook. Now, we cannot change the story of our life. Whatever happened in our life happened. But we can choose how we want to view the story of our life. We can either view our challenges and painful experiences as things happening to us by other forces beyond our control, and therefore we are victims of circumstances and we are paralyzed, we can't do anything about it. Or we look at the story of our life with all its challenges and we understand that it was God who sent us to all these places in order to elevate, to bring light and hope. And this is what Yosef said to his brothers. "You didn't sell me into Egypt. No man has a power over another person. It was God that sent me to Egypt for a godly purpose and a mission, to bring light and bring godliness." And this is the message that Yosef is telling each and every one of us. Don't look at your life and say, "Well, I am a victim of the circumstances," but rather we are an ambassador of God, who God sent us to all these places and all these experiences in order for us to elevate and to bring light and hope. And God also gave us the resources and the strength to deal and to illuminate all the places that life brings us. Have a wonderful Shabbos.